right, let's go to Mr. Captain Eddie, man of the
Hey.
hour, too sweet to be sour.
Oh, guys, gals, wood turners. Hey, man, look, today, I don't know how you missed this newsletter that comes out, but today my
Yeah.
phone kept ringing. I sent the newsletter out. I put it on the 4 or 5 Facebook pages that I manage and help with, and I kept getting calls back. I did. I thought I had a problem at first, and then I realized what they were calling about. They look at it and say, "Where did that come from?" As soon as I got the newsletter, where did that come from? Brent, you turned the world over today, Brent. You did. You flipped it upside down. If you haven't seen the newsletter, Brent has got a piece on the cover newsletter. It is beautiful, awesome piece of work. And that's what we get here. We get beautiful work. And you saw some tonight, and you're going to see more. It all comes out of the woods, out of the woods. Yes, out of the woods, right here at Worldwide Woodturners. And that's what we do. And when we talk about you try something, you do this, you do that, you do another thing, send it to us. Take the photographs, follow the directions, and send it on to us. Oh, yeah, put your name with it. Like Al wants to work under an alias. Um, we don't have to. We want to know who you are and what you do. And remember the no but guarantee. No matter what you do in this club, and no matter what you show, no matter what you gallery, it is absolutely prohibited that anybody can say, "I like that but." The but can never happen. We are not
No,
never
but
here to critique your work. We're not qualified to critique your work. We're here to look at the beauty of what you do and the talent you own and what you've developed and what you provide, and that's what we want to see. And we want a future make that grow and grow and grow. Hence,
I guess let me
a
try.
handful of our members got together, and get this our members did this, get together and created a project we're going to call Level Up. It happens in September of 2026. Yes, September, I got the dates written down, 17th through the 20th. That's right. We're going to gather in Wisconsin Falls, Wisconsin. Was is that? Yeah.
Wisconsin Rapids.
Wisconsin Rapids. And we're going to get together. Now that's dangerous enough. Okay, get all these egos, all these people, all this talent, one place at one time. Whew, this is a challenge, but we're getting together. And I sent my daughter, who does our artwork for us, posters and those, a list of what we'd like to change on a poster because we want to make a poster available for you to show your local club, your local woodturners
Oh, I'm
what's going to happen. What's going to happen? I sent her a list of the demonstrators, and she called me back. And she said, "Wait, Dad, is that all the people that's going to be attending?" I said, "No, no, honey. Those are the coaches. Those are the people putting on the demonstrations." She said, her question was, "You have all these people putting on demonstrations. How, yeah, yeah, it's going to be that big and that fantastic. That's what's going to happen." The fee is just locked in at $160, and we're working on the spouse part of it, if you
Plus
wish,
one.
or the plus one. No, I'll call it plus one, okay? And for you brave guys, if you bring the girlfriend, plus two. But or the other way around. Mhm.
Or gals.
But yeah, but we have this thing worked out, and we're getting to where we're setting down game plans and mapping out who's going to go where and how it's going to work, who follows what. So we don't have something offset something else where you know how it goes when you go to a symposium. You go, man, I can't see that because I want to see this. We're working through that. We are. And then we got some open slots and pop-up slots. Pop-up slots, what does that mean? If something comes up that it needs to be a demonstration, we'll create a station and do it. We'll do all kinds of things like that. See, we're writing the rule book as we go along, and we're running with your help. And that's what I'm talking about, your help. If you've got some input for this Level Up project, we want to hear from you. It's real simple. Questions, ideas, criticisms, whatever you have dealing with Level Up, send it to our email address at levelup@worldwidewoodturners.org. Level Up, nothing special, at worldwidewoodturners.org. It'll be in a chat when you need it. And then all this information is going to be put in the world's greatest website. That's right. Our website, worldwidewoodturners.org. That's where you'll be able to go for updates, information, and such. Oh, I forgot to tell you. If you are worried about a hotel and camping reservations and stuff like that, we got it worked out. Yes, we'll be giving you the name of the hotel. Yes, where you can stay. You can actually make reservations right now. And make all those plans and such. And that's, you see, and it's all being put on by the membership. The group getting together and assembling this, and you won't believe how much effort goes into this. You really won't. It's not going half lick. It isn't. We're in it whole hog, really, and it's so good. I get so worked up at these meetings because I'm seeing people stacking one on top of the other, saying, I can get this, I can get this, I can get this, I can get this. Let's call this, let's contact that. And still folks jump in saying, wait, I want to be in, I want to be in, I want to be in. There's room. Come on, you want to be part of it? You got something to contribute? Let us know. This is a very flexible, growing operation right now. And it's key that we hear from you and you become part of it. So that's where we're at right now. It's called Level Up. All the details will be on our website, worldwidewoodturners.org. All the other information you need is going to be in our newsletter. Get this. We started a newsletter about a year ago. Yeah, for those might have been catching up. Every other week we do a newsletter. Not a lot of people do that. But then we do a world-class newsletter. Not a lot of people do that. But then we put everything dealing with the wood turn that we can find. Almost nobody does that. And there's absolutely no advertisement included in any of it. Get that. Okay? Just a little while we were talking about super glue and quick glue and all this stuff. And we gave you some options because I can't tell you which is the best out there. I can tell you one I like, and he can tell you who he likes. You can tell who he likes, but you're not going to hear these lock solid endorsements at Worldwide Woodturners. We're going to tell you our opinions and let you make your decisions on your own. And that's what's going to happen at Level Up. You're going to come into an open forum to where things can work and nurture and grow. And speaking of growing, we're going to have one of our demonstrators now kind of explain to us a little bit about what's going to happen there, aren't we, Dane?
Yeah, I've got somebody lined up for that.
Put him in a hook. Put him on a hook.
Let's go ahead and find this character. Able to wrangle him in to come and do something for us from all the way over in England, if you can imagine.
Oh boy, just as
we talked about
character.
We had Paul on from England last week, and this week we're going to have Martin on.
He's going to character,
and he's going to give a macro view of something or another, or not. But Martin's going to be one of our coaches that's going to be at Level Up and allowing us to learn from him. So go ahead, Martin.
Martin got roped into this at the beginning of the meeting. I knew there was something that he wanted.
Martin was unprepared for this. It's always better when it comes off the hip.
Yeah, straight off the hip. I am really excited to get involved in this. As you know, I have been here with many of you from the start. So I'm really excited to get involved. I am really worried. Because I'm coming over there in amongst all these people that I have known for so long. And there is so many of you that have come through the different stages over the last 4 or 5 years. I have watched your work improve and improve and improve. And when Dane said, would you come over and do something for us? It was like, oh my God, what am I going to do for these people? What am I going to show you? What can I bring to the table? So I have racked my brains And there is very few of you that actually do any sort of production turning in the fact that you turn two the same, three the same, four the same. So, incorporated into what I'm going to do, we're going to have a look at how I produce two, three, four, five the same. And you're going to do the same with me. So, we're going to hopefully create 4 or 5 pieces that are identical. And then on top of that, we're going to cover some of these smaller items that I do. Very basic turning, but it's about shapes and it's about styles and it's about trying to do something that's a little bit different to what you're normally used to. Something like the little tie pins. I don't know if you can see these on the screen, but these are
Yes.
a little gavel tie pin. So we're going to cover a couple of smaller items where you have to put component parts together. It's really funny, but I always say there is different levels or different styles of turning. Many people are very artistic with what they do, so we can put something on the lathe and we can create a shape. To me, the next level of turning is being able to put something on a lathe and make it into a shape that fits. When you've got something like a hole and you need to turn something that fits into that hole, that is a different type of turning than just putting an item or a piece of wood onto a lathe and creating a shape. And that's what I want to try and bring over when I come over to see, hopefully, many of you. Because, like I said, over the last 4, 5 years now, is it 5 years, Captain Eddie?
Yeah.
Are we 5 years?
5.5
Five and a
years.
half. 5.5.
That does not make us all sound very old, but over that time, I have seen many of you grow. Your styles of turning have changed. What you're doing has changed. What you're creating has changed. And there is so much skill in the room that it's really quite frightening and daunting coming over. So if half of you aren't going to come and see us, good.
Uh-huh.
Better. No, I am joking. It would be fabulous to meet as many as we possibly can get at that event because I think it's going to be a phenomenal event. I am part of people that are talking about what they're doing and how they're doing it and trying to get my head around so much going on and so many people trying to do different things. I think it will be an outstanding event. So it will be great to see as many as possible of you, and certainly with me getting across, even more so. We need to. I need to find all the houses that I can stay at because they're inviting me over for a couple of days. I plan to be there a year. So
Right.
if there's
Take
a
advantage.
few houses,
They're looking forward to
All right.
seeing you, Martin.
well, I'm looking forward to seeing many of you. I really am, and I think we'll have we'll learn together, and I think we should be able to put something together that will be of interest. Many of you know I don't do basic bowls. I do a lot of production turning and turning that has to fit together in one way or another. So we will try and keep it simple and quick, and we will turn many of the same. Over to you, Dane.
Indeed. All right. Thank you, Martin. I really appreciate that. Kind of bamboozled him on that, like Martin was saying at the beginning of the meeting. But since he was here, I figured I'd go ahead, and he's such an eloquent speaker and able to ad lib. But he expresses and gives an idea of what you could expect from not only himself but the rest of the coaches that are going to be there and for all the individuals that are going to be coming, you are going to be learning and doing, hands-on, being able to complete a project. Projects will be repeated. If you don't get in for the first class, you'll be able to get in for the second class. We're also going to have off-lathe projects for the embellishing folks, the ones that are, like doing stuff like that. As Roger showed with his segmented bowl, he's gonna show us how to do segmenting, and that process is going to start with an off-lathe project where you're going to learn how to do and I'm speaking for him, so I may get some things incorrect, but essentially you'll learn how to do the design of the segments, for laying out the segments, the number of segments for the size of the bowl, how to cut the angles, and everything that's involved with that, how to put the rings together, how to stack the rings, and then from there you'll move to the lathe and actually be able to do a segmented bowl on the lathe. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be taking that class because I find segmenting something that's way out of my wheelhouse, so I can't wait. There's just going to be so much available, and we've pretty much got the schedule set for the current amount of lathes that we have. We've currently got 23 lathes. We're looking for more lathes. The more lathes that we got, it's going to allow more people to be able to attend. And for the amount of the tuition that's required, to be able to attend at $160, there's no place else in America or around the world for $160 that you're going to get turning on first thing bright and early on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. You're not going to find 3 days of full on turning for a tuition fee of that amount. So we're really looking forward to it, and also we're also throwing in we're going to provide dinner chow for everybody. It's included in the tuition fee. So not only are you getting to be able to play with wood and color the wood, and then there's some non-wood items that are going to be done as well. But you also get to eat. There's fire pits. We'll be able to have an after hours session for a little while at the end of the day. And then we plan on having, on the final day, we plan on having a big old pig roast. Because there's some folks that's never experienced that, and there was a request for it. And so we're going to make that happen. That'll be an additional nominal charge. But it definitely won't be expensive, and it's going to be an epic event that we're going to be putting on. And so with that, Eddie alluded to the hotels that we have blocked out already. So I am going to defer that conversation over to Scott Teague, so he can articulate that better than myself. So with that, Scott, we got you now.
So yesterday I blocked off 50 rooms that are now available for rental at the Hotel Mead and Resort Conference Center. And I will get it to Dave Rhodes, and he'll post the phone number on the website with the poster. It's actually a pretty easy phone number. I'll throw it in chat here in a few minutes, and then we'll go from there. So there's a hotel room set up. There's several campgrounds in the area that are fairly close. If somebody wants to camp at a campground, there'll be dry camping available at the facility itself. There's a lot of Airbnbs in the area that people can look into. However, that's done through whatever website you do that on. I know there's quite a few homes here that they do rent out. We have a big golfing community here, and those get rented throughout the year, through the golfing year. By the time we have our event, most of the golfers are pretty much done traveling here from other parts of the country or world, actually. So there'll be those facilities available if people want to search them out on their own.
Hey, Scott. Now the place that you're talking about, how far is it away from the event?
10 minutes.
Is I guess there could be Uber also.
Yes, I believe we have Uber here. We have a taxi service here. We have two taxi services here locally. And I'm sure that if people stay at the hotel, that maybe there'll be some that'll drive in rather than fly in. You can commute together to save on the trip, get to know each other a little bit better. In the 5-10 minute ride you're going to have to the facility. It's approximately probably 2 miles, 2 to 2.5 miles from the facility. And this is the best hotel in town. I will also put the list up of 2 other hotels that are fairly new and well liked by travelers that come through our area. So that'll all be coming on the. Stay tuned. It'll be in the newsletter. It'll be on the website. It'll be in several places in the upcoming months, along with things to do for the spouses if they don't want to partake in the event either.
God, just out of curiosity, what's the average temperature in September around there?
It can be as warm as 80 and can be as cool as 50 for highs. I mean, our lows are typically in the 40s.
Okay.
That's about the lowest. I mean, about time I tell you that, we'll have a night that it'll freeze, you know.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's our fall. It's our fall weather. You know, it's not super cold. I mean, 50s would be cold for that time of the year.
Okay.
Average is, you know, like 60 to 70. That's kind of the average temperature. The last few years it's been a little warmer than that, but that's about the average.
You know, Scott, you should include like outer limits too, because it's been as cold as 37 or 35 at that time of year.
Yep.
So be advised.
It varies. I mean, it's fall. You're going to have those nights that could be cool, you know.
In other words, bring a coat.
Bring layers. Yeah, bring layers.
Bring some layers. Yep. You're going to want some layers because it's going to be cool in the morning and you're going to be too warm in the afternoon, you know, and we won't be outside. We'll be under a roof. So with doors that we can close. And if we have to, we'll find some heaters to put in there if it's that cool that we need a little bit of heat.
Right.
It's going to be
Not
hard
to mention the fact
big building, but
we're all going to be together and there's going to be so much hot air going on. We'll have a natural warming element.
Yeah, we should also add that those temperatures are in Fahrenheit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll definitely be cold for myself because I will be bringing Nomax and an N3B parka.
I'm bringing shorts and t-shirts and that's it.
Yeah, you may want a sweatshirt in the morning, Matt, but the rest of the day you can run around in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, right.
I was running. It was 45 degrees here today, and I was running around in a t-shirt and no problem outside. I spent a lot of time outside this afternoon.
We won't ask what
Doug Rose gonna wear.
What sort of pricing is there per night on the hotel? Just out of general idea.
Somewhere between 130 and 180.
Okay, and that's per night.
Depending
Okay,
on what
you.
hotels you stay at, obviously.
Well, I mean, the one where you blocked out the rooms, that's the one I was asking.
I'm still negotiating that price, so
okay.
I'm gonna finish that up. I'll have that for the next meeting. I wasn't happy with the price they quoted me, so I'm in negotiations. So don't book your rooms in the next couple days. Give me a couple days.
Yeah,
so we're looking at it. We're looking at it because we got economies of scale and having a segregated group there to get a better rate than what they have online posted. So, you know, we're trying to work the magic on that end, you know, to make it more advantageous for ourselves. but regardless,
Okay.
it's one of the premier it's the premier hotel in that
Yes.
area.
So
So it does have a premium for it, but at the same time, it's still cheaper than um, the Fairfields and the Marriotts that that I stay in when I travel across country. And I just went to Dallas this weekend, and I stayed at I forget which one. I think it was the Marriott Courtyard in El Paso on Sunday night, and paid $230 for one night on a non-weekend day. So um, definitely cheaper than your typical rates found around the rest of the country. So
right. And it has,
Gotcha. Okay.
and it does have a restaurant in it, a small lounge bar type situation. There's also a microbrewery and a few other antique shops and stuff, all within blocks of the hotel. So if your spouses want to stay at the hotel and don't want to go anywhere, there's shopping within walking distance, antique stores and things like that may interest some people.
And hey, Scott, talk to them real quick about RV sites or campsites that are in the area.
Yep.
You don't have pricing on that, obviously, but
right. But we have a county campground system that's about a mile from the event facility. As the roads go, as the crow flies, you could walk there, but you know how roads are. That's real close, and that'll be open through November. And I'm not sure. I haven't stayed in that facility for a while. I think they do have water and electricity. I'm not sure if they have sewer facilities. I think they have a dump station, but don't quote me on that. They're also redoing another park. It's a few more miles away. It's probably 5-6 miles away on our river that runs through our community. It's a big campground based on the river. That's a full facility with dump stations and electric and water for camping or RVing, whatever you wanted to do. And there's a few others around, and I'll post those websites or names and websites in the future here. I'll get them to JJ, and I'll get them out so we can put them on the website as well.
Yeah. So when it comes to, the camping amenities, restaurants and things to do in the local area, we're working on getting some info put together. It's not going to be all inclusive, 5-6 items. Google is your friend. You can use Google to look up, to see what's available. One of the big attractions up there for those that have never been to that side of the country is the Wisconsin Dells, which is down on the waterway. It's a real neat touristy place. So you may want to confiscate the credit cards, if somebody's going to go venturing out there, because they may wind up buying more than the tools or anything that you may purchase from a vendor. So just a little sarcasm, humor there on that end of it. But there's lots to do up there in that area. Use Google, and check it out for yourselves.
And you can check out the local chamber too, Dane. Wisconsin Rapids
Chamber of Commerce.
Wisconsin Rapids Visitor and Convention Bureau. They have a list of things to do. They show the bike trails on both those sites, and the walking trails, and all the golf courses, and all the things that anybody would ever want to do. That they're listed there. And they even list some of the restaurants that are a member of the chamber too there. So that we're on the outskirts of town. We're only a half mile from the city limits, so all the restaurants are on that end of town. Your fast food restaurants. So I mean, everything's within less than 15 minutes from the facility. If you want to go grab a bite to eat at lunch or whatever. I'm trying to work on some food trucks to come to the event. It's hard to get them to commit to anything that's 18 months away, but I'm working on them.
Yep. As we know, we will feed the information out to the masses. We plan on doing this every week, and giving an update, even if we're repeating ourselves. guaranteed. I know whatever I'm going to say, it's going to be probably some of the same information, but I'll articulate it a different way. And we just want to do that because each meeting we keep getting more and more people online here with us, and which is a really good thing. And so somebody may be new and it's the first time for them hearing it. So for those that are regulars and been with us, all along, bear with us. It's our event. It's because of Worldwide Woodturners that we're doing this. It's been something that's been in the works for 2.5 years now between Scott and I, and we're just trying to make something and do something beneficial for the group here. And we are definitely hoping that we're going to get a really nice turnout, and we're going to have a really, really good time. So with that, I'm going to flip it back to Eddie for a couple comments, and then we'll get started with our demo.
All I got to say, folks, if you're heading there, hold on tight, because this is going to be a fantastic program, really. Now, of course, we have to get questions from kind of the outlying areas. And like Martin Clarkson says, if there's dry camping and he wants to do wet camping, we're going to get back to you, Martin, okay? If we can arrange a shower or a thunderstorm or something to help you out a little bit with that. For you Brits that weren't really familiar with this world over here. But we're going to have a good time, folks. We really are. And we're putting all this together. And as we put it together, everything you've heard tonight will be recapped on our website. It will be there. It will be available. And every other week, you find our newsletter. It's one of the world's greatest newsletters on wood turning. And every week, we will have a page dealing with Level Up. It'll give you the insight, who's demonstrating, what their techniques are going to be about, ideas that they've come up with, what you'd expect to learn. But it's also a place where you can provide input to tell us what you want. So if there's something we miss, when you see all this, there's something you miss, it's never too late to ask. It's not like if you don't talk before dinner, you can't get dessert. No, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be just like this. You need it, ask for it, and we'll take care of it. And it's going to be a fantastic event. I'm looking forward to it, folks. I've got the suitcase packed right over there. I'm waiting for it. The day's coming, and we're going to go to Level Up. It's going to be one of the fantastic events that we do for worldwidewoodturners.org. This is a world-changing event because you got to think about where it came from, a pipe dream, and where it's going, the future. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it right.